Hey everyone, it's been a heavy day for the residents of Katsina State as a shocking and tragic incident has once again raised questions about the state of security in the northwest of Nigeria. This time, it's the community of Doguwa in the Bakori local government area that has been thrust into the headlines. If you're watching, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Now, reports have confirmed that bandits carried out an attack on the village, leaving the community shaken and devastated. Two prominent community leaders, Alhaji Bashir and Alhaji Surajo, were killed in this ruthless attack, and several other residents were abducted. The timing of this attack is particularly concerning because of the so-called peace deal that was signed with some of the bandit groups in the region. That's right. Despite the peace deal that had been negotiated in the hope of reducing violence and bringing some form of stability, the bandits decided to strike. They attacked under the cover of night, entering the village on foot and causing destruction, chaos, and loss of life. Imagine the fear and confusion that swept through the villagers as the violence unfolded in their quiet homes. What makes this attack even more heartbreaking is that these two men who were killed, Alhaji Bashir and Alhaji Surajo, weren't just ordinary members of the community. They were elders, leaders in their own right, respected figures who had been guiding and protecting the people of Doguwa Dorawa. Their deaths sent a chilling message that even the most prominent leaders are not safe. If the bandits can strike at such an important moment in this community's history, what does that say about the strength and effectiveness of the peace deal that was meant to protect them? What's even more troubling is the level of sophistication in the bandits' operation. According to reports, they arrived by motorcycle parked outside the village and then made their way in on foot. It shows how strategic and well-planned these attacks are. These aren't random acts of violence. They are carried out with precision and a clear understanding of the community's vulnerabilities. In addition to the killings, there were reports of abductions. Several residents were taken by the bandits, and the fear of what will happen to them next is palpable. Will they be held for ransom? Will they be subjected to the horrors of captivity? This adds yet another layer of trauma to an already tragic situation. Now, for those of you following the situation closely, you're probably wondering why this is happening despite the so-called peace deal. Many questions are now being asked about the effectiveness of these deals with the bandits. A peace deal should provide safety, a sense of security, and stability. But instead, it seems to have been nothing more than a temporary lull in the violence. Communities have been forced to trust in agreements that, in the end, do not seem to have any lasting impact. When peace deals fail to prevent violence, what is the real solution? How do we ensure that these deals hold weight and bring actual change to the communities that are suffering the most? I think the larger issue here is the growing frustration and disillusionment among the people in Katina. Imagine the sense of betrayal the residents must feel. They were promised safety, and now two of their own leaders are dead. The very community members who are supposed to be protected under this now have and the future feels uncertain. And what's even more disturbing is that the authorities seem to be struggling to get a handle on the situation. There is no clear response to these attacks, and the people are left in limbo. The thing is, this isn't just about Katina. This isn't just a local issue, it's a national one. If we don't have strong leadership, effective security systems, and proper follow-through on agreements made with bandit groups, then this problem will continue to spread. People in the northwest and across Nigeria. The Nigerian government recently revealed that there are over 270
We need to be asking serious questions about how these peace deals are being handled and what the government is doing to actually secure these areas.
These aren't just
the idea that
isolated
peace can be
incidents,
negotiated
but
with armed groups who have shown time and again that they will turn to violence when it suits them is frankly naive.
The government's revelation
but at the
sheds
same time,
light
the government
on just
needs to
how
show its people
widespread
that
and
it can
coordinated
protect them.
these criminal groups
Right
have
now,
become.
That trust
is a huge concern for national security. Please make sure you like this video as you
watch. For those of you living in or around Katina or in other parts of Nigeria facing similar challenges, this situation serves as a reminder to stay alert, stay informed, and demand the security and protection that every Nigerian deserves.
Forested regions and
it's easy for people to feel powerless when attacks like these happen, but we all have a role to play.
And carry out attacks with little local communities coming together to create bandits and militants and vigilance have become more sophisticated, taking responsibility operating not just as common criminals but with a full logistical structure. The attack in Dogowa is a wake-up call for everyone. An operational It's also a reminder that violence like these doesn't only affect those directly involved. These camps aren't just places where people go to learn such incidents is far-reaching or kidnap. It causes trauma. They are where people learn how to use families and spreads how to strategize that can last and for where they receive indoctrination. Imagine how many children were left without fathers and violence, mothers without their husbands. This means that these groups are communities that have lost their elders even more dangerous and a sense of security and organized. These are the serious threat to communities violence, and don't forget the broader implications to them. What happens when the most alarming no longer trust in peace deals that they are spread? What happens when they stop believing in the process altogether, not just confined to a few hotspots? It will only fuel more anger, more violence. These areas have become safe havens for bandits all to move from one location to another, look at the situation, making it harder for the security forces to track and neutralize them. How do we ensure even that when the government conducts operations to clear one area, fixes, the bandits long-term simply shift to another? And how do we support the victims of these attacks? The fact that these groups are so well established and entrenched raises several critical questions about the effectiveness of security. We'll see how things unfold. Why has it been so difficult to dismantle these criminal networks? Will the authorities step up their efforts to secure the region? How are they able to operate so freely? What will become of the abducted victims? In these areas, only time will tell. And most importantly, but one thing is certain. What are the long-term implications for the safety of citizens? And it has to change. In response to these revelations, security agencies have promised to intensify operations aimed at dismantling these criminal camps. As we watch this situation unfold, there are concerns about the level of coordination and the resources needed to carry out these operations successfully. And other areas, it's clear that the Nigerian government faces a significant challenge in reclaiming these areas. The cycle of violence, armed peace deals, it's not just about the criminal activity, attacks is not only the social and economic impact on the regions affected by these camps is devastating. People living in these areas are constantly under threat. They live in fear of being attacked, it becomes much harder to restore or displaced. Order. Many have had to abandon their homes, farms, and businesses in search of safety. Entire communities are uprooted, bandit groups. And those who stay behind these are isolated violence, these are loss of income, and a lack of basic services. How to play the system. The effect on education has also been significant. Weak spots. Children in these regions have been denied the opportunity to go to school. This gives them a level as many schools have been shut down or repurposed as shelters. It's clear that displaced for them, this the violence is a means to an end, entire group of young and they have no intentions of stopping until they achieve their goals. Potentially making for the government, there's a pressing need to reconsider how these peace deals are being structured. Some of these bandits, the approach so far has been too reactive, responding to violence after it happens there are reports that rather than proactively preventing it. Extremist groups. Yes, we've seen some attempts to negotiate with bandits, but what's clear from this latest attack is that those efforts alone aren't enough. More needs to be done to address the root causes of the violence, like the lack of economic opportunities, poverty, and poor governance. These are all factors that push people into criminality. And in the case of the bandits, create an environment where security experts argue that the government must adopt a more integrated approach to dealing with these groups. Communities need more. It's not enough to rely solely on military force. There needs to be a stronger focus on intelligence gathering, better border control, and more effective policing in urban areas. We need to ask ourselves. Additionally, engaging local communities in security efforts is critical. Is it just about having without the support of the people living in these areas, efforts to dismantle these camps are unlikely to succeed. Citizens in affected regions have started organizing themselves, establishing local vigilante groups and community watch programs to protect their homes and families. While this initiative has helped in some cases, it's not a long-term solution. These groups are often ill-equipped and lack the resources needed to defend themselves against well-armed bandits. The government needs to step in and provide the necessary support. For them, as the cycle of banditry and conflict becomes there's a growing sense of urgency for Nigerians to stay vigilant and aware of these young people must security be part starts of the solution. With People in high-risk areas
long-term
need to be aware of
if
the
the
warning
next
signs
generation
of
is
bandit
raised
activity,
without hope
such
or
as unusual
opportunity.
movements,
And
armed
let's not forget
individuals,
the
or
emotional
strange
toll these
vehicles in the
attacks
area.
take on everyone involved.
Reporting these activities promptly to
families
the
of those who've
authorities
been
can
killed,
save lives and
the ones who've
prevent
been abducted,
further attacks.
even the survivors
But
in
the
the
truth
community.
is,
All
the
of them are
responsibility
left
doesn't
with
lie
scars
solely
that
with
don't
the
heal
government.
easily.
Everyone has
The
a role
trauma
to
of
play
losing
in
loved
ensuring
ones in
that
such
these
a
issues
violent
don't
manner
spiral
stays
out
with
of
people,
control.
and it can have
Nigerians need to
generational
stay
consequences.
informed, support local
This is
security
something we need to
initiatives,
keep
and be
in mind
proactive
as we
in their
continue to talk
communities.
about peace in these areas.
Only through collective
It's
action
not
can we
just about
begin to push
physical
back
safety,
against
it's
these
about healing
criminal
emotional
organizations.
wounds too.
Now,
As we
we
continue
must
following
remember
this
that
story,
while the government is
we'll be
taking
watching
steps
for
to
the
address
responses
these
from
camps,
local leaders,
it is up to
the
all
state
of us to
government,
stay
and the
engaged
security
and
forces.
proactive.
Will they
The
be
fight
able to
against
make a real
criminality is
difference?
not just about the
Will
military
the
or
attacks
police
escalate
forces.
or become more
It's about
widespread?
each and every one of us.
What about the victims?
We have to keep the
How long
conversation
will they
going,
have to wait for justice?
spread awareness,
These are
and
the
make sure that
questions
we are doing
all be
our part
asking
to stay
as we
safe.
keep an eye on
As
the
we look
situation.
forward, it's clear that this
And for
battle
those
is
of you
far from
living
over.
in or near
The government's
affected
efforts
areas,
must continue.
It's crucial
But it will
to stay
take time
connected,
and coordination
share information
to make meaningful
and support
progress.
each other.
In the meantime,
Communities have a
it's
strength
crucial
that can't
that
be
we remain
underestimated.
vigilant and protect
It's
one
in the
another.
hands of the people.
Remember,
the leaders,
if you found this
and the
information
security
helpful,
forces to work
don't
together
forget to like this
and
video
find
and subscribe to our
solutions
channel
that
for
will
more
bring
updates.
lasting peace.
Stay safe,
The people of
stay
Katina
informed,
deserve better.
and let's all do
They
our
deserve
part to
safety,
ensure a safer
security,
future for Nigeria.
and the chance to
Please
live
feel
without
free
fear.
to drop your thoughts in the
Let's
comments
not forget
below.
that.
Let's keep
I
the
encourage
conversation
you
going.
all to stay
What's
informed
your take on
Stay
the
aware
current state
and make
of
sure to like this
security?
video if
How
you
can we all
found this
contribute to
information
solving this
helpful.
problem? I'll be
Subscribe to
reading
stay
the
updated
responses.
on these and other important stories. Let's keep the conversation going and let's continue to raise our voices for a better and safer Nigeria. And of course, if there's more to share, I'll be back with updates. Keep watching, keep learning, and keep asking the tough questions. What will it take to end the violence in the Northwest? Let's talk about